Well, hello, yokers, one and all and many, and whatever else goes along with that. Pastor Boz, you have returned to us.
One and all and one and many.
I don't know.
Amen.
Just
I have returned. I have returned. I took a small hiatus last week due to unforeseen circumstances. I'll give you guys a slight heads up. I wasn't here due to some complications that happened. Unfortunately, my wife had some health issues, which took me away from my job for a couple of days, but we are back. We are back in action. Things are good. She's doing well as well. So that's your update. Not going to go into details, but she is doing just fine. She is doing phenomenal. And actually, she's back at work today. But Seraph, how are you doing today, man?
Amen. That's fantastic. I'm doing pretty good. I don't like the cold. The cold is here, and I don't like it. I'm wearing a jacket right now. I'm wearing pajama pants because it's freezing. I'm cold.
My mom notified me. I didn't know this. So obviously, fall started today, right? It started on the 22nd September. That's every year. She notified me. It starts at a specific time every year. And today it was at 9:28 this morning. I was on the phone with my mom. She said, "Happy fall." And I said, "Well, thank you." And she said, "It started 2 minutes ago." And I said, "What?" And apparently it starts at a certain time every single year. So happy autumn, everybody. Those of you that love autumn, summer is my favorite season, but fall's it's my second favorite. So going right down the list, and then winter, I just don't like winter, but I live in Virginia, so it's okay now. So hey.
Yeah. But it's good to have you back, Boz. Shout out once again to Techie for joining me last week. He did a fantastic job. But
he did do a great
job. Good to have my yoke fella back. Did you watch the whole thing from last week? Did you get a chance?
I did not watch the whole thing. Okay. I did watch pieces of it. I was very surprised that you guys did not even mention 24 hours later after the YokeTalk PlayStation 5 announcement.
It hadn't happened yet.
I know, but you gotta mention it. Give the facts to the people.
They would have found
there's announcements coming. That's what you give the facts to the people. That's
I'd rather give them when we know what the announcement is.
But they need to know when the announcements are happening.
I'd rather talk about my frustration with Oculus because Facebook.
Okay, all right, yes, I understand that, but people come to this YokeTalk for information on where they need to go for the next week. And I'll give you guys that information. UnworthySeraph may not, but I will give you that.
Let us know what you guys come for, whether in the chat or
what do you guys
on social media. What do you guys actually come here for?
The memes.
To be honest, we're not sure. But let's take a look at what you came for today. Today we got coming up, of course, the big one. Microsoft buys Bethesda and parent company Zenimax. I actually did not know that Zenimax was the parent company, to be honest. Did you know
that? That it was the parent company? Does that mean they're like
Zenimax owns Bethesda? Zenimax is the bigger company that owns Bethesda. That's what that means. I actually did not know that.
I'm gonna look into this, but go ahead. Anyways,
that's what parent company means.
I'm gonna let you guys know. This is 99% of the show today.
But yeah, I always, because when they made Elder Scrolls Online and they started using the Zenimax name, I thought Zenimax was just like another company that they were partnering with to make it.
I thought Bethesda was the bigger company in Zenimax.
I would have guessed that too, to be honest.
And I see what you're saying, but I almost feel like because nobody's saying that Microsoft bought Zenimax. They're saying that they bought Bethesda.
Well, because people know Bethesda. Gamers know Bethesda more than they know Zenimax.
Maybe I'll do some research while we're sitting here.
Well, okay. But yeah, that's the big topic for today, and there is so much that goes into that, an incredible amount. So we've got a lot to discuss there. And then of course we know the PS5 price has been announced, and I think that is definitely going to shake things up because it is quite competitive. We'll talk a little bit about the pre-order mess and all of that. And then we've got a little bit of an update on the Apple versus Epic controversy.
Guys, we can't have a YokeTalk without Epic and Apple battling it out every week. And guys, next week, 8 days from now. Okay, so this is really sad. It's happening on Wednesday next week. They're going to court. Let's see what the new judge rules. Getting spicy.
You know what else is spicy? This intro. Let's roll it. Oh man, I love a good YokeTalk. I love a good intro. I love a
The
good spicy topic.
Oh yeah.
So good. Microsoft buys Bethesda. Boss,
Microsoft.
what are your initial
Guys.
thoughts?
Well, my initial thought, when I saw somebody write this in the God Squad Gaming Discord, and I saw it in the general chat, and I said to myself, "What?" That was my first instinct. My second instinct was rip Elder Scrolls 6, rip Fallout, rip everything that they've ever done. But then my third
rip
thought
it on
was,
PlayStation.
not necessarily, and I'll get to that. But anyways, then I thought, is this a good thing? I still have not decided whether I think this is a good idea, a bad idea. I'm not saying it's not I'm not saying it's not a good thing for Microsoft. It's they can't make exclusives. They needed something, and this is really gonna this is gonna be big for them.
If
I think
they
that's
actually
huge.
use them as exclusives, though, they might not.
They might not. And that's kind of where the issues come in. You look at Minecraft, it's not an exclusive necessary. You look at other studios that they have, not always an exclusive. I don't know what we're going to see here. But really the two big things that come out of Bethesda is Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Mm-hmm. Those are obviously there's other ones, Dishonored and other things that come out of them. But those are the two staples. And now you got Starfield coming out as supposed to be as big as Skyrim or even bigger than Skyrim. They're saying, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing for me. Just in general, I don't care because I have a PC. So I'm not going to play Elder Scrolls 6 on PS5 regardless, even if it comes out for the PS5. I'm worried that Microsoft is going to, I don't know. I don't know if this, are they going to open up more studios for Bethesda to come out with these games quicker? Because let's be honest, it's been a while. 2011 was Skyrim.
They've been doing a lot of smaller games like Doom and Wolfenstein, so they haven't been completely MIA, but it has been a while.
They're not MIA by any means, but really
Fallout 76, which was
they're big. Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online is very successful, but Fallout 76, yeah. But that's the other thing. The parent studio, Zenimax, does Fallout 76 and also Elder Scrolls Online. Those are the two games that they staple with, and Microsoft obviously also acquires them with Bethesda. I don't know.
It definitely came out of nowhere. It came out of absolute nowhere. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot to think about. I think one of my main concerns with this is what I don't want to see is this kind of thing start happening more often. So like the big players like Microsoft and Sony, I don't want to see them continue to eat up smaller studios, third
party studios.
And like Bethesda isn't even like a smaller studio. It's like a giant, like they're one of the big names.
And I think that's what you're most worried about is and you guys know my thoughts on Ubisoft. I'll get over that.
What if somebody bought Ubisoft?
That's what I'm saying. Ubisoft.
If somebody bought EA.
Like this is big. These are big companies, guys. These are not small. So PlayStation did it kind of smart in the beginning. They bought smaller studios, and over time they groomed them essentially. So you look at Insomniac. You look at who's the developers of what's that? Infamous. Whoever.
I don't know.
Is that Insomniac?
Maybe.
That's not Insomniac. But whoever it is, they take these smaller studios and they groom them to be bigger. And then they make great games. They've been with them for a long time. Bethesda has been on their own 2 feet for a really long
they've been doing
time.
Just fine. It's not like they were in trouble.
PlayStation and Xbox were even a thing. Like they've been fine. But here we are. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. And I'm upset, but at the same time, I'm hoping this makes Bethesda games better.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's another thing with this. Like if this had happened like maybe 3-5 years ago, I think it would feel completely different for me. I'm a little more indifferent to it now as far as it being Bethesda. Whereas my main concern is just I don't want to see this be a trend with the big gaming companies. But yeah, Bethesda has strayed from their ways a little bit in recent years with things like Fallout 76 and
that was a miss.
The great debacle that has been.
And not only was it a great debacle in the beginning, but then they made a subscription-based debacle.
Just poured gasoline on the fire, the raging fire that was good. Fallout 76. They poured gasoline on it by giving it a subscription and adding a battle royale mode that who knows if anyone even still plays. I've heard nothing.
I didn't even know it had a battle royale mode. So there's where that lies. But here's my question for you, Seraph. So we have Bethesda being bought by Microsoft. What does this do for PlayStation 5? Essentially, Elder Scrolls 6 was already announced to be on the PlayStation 5. This is changing the entire game now. Obviously, Bethesda was bought for $7.5 billion. This is even more than what Minecraft was bought for, right? Mojang, whatever. What do you think about PlayStation 5? Are they going to have Elder Scrolls 6? Are they going to have the games that Microsoft has always had a better relationship with PlayStation? Always. This has been known since Elder Scrolls 5 came out with Skyrim. But what's going to happen now?
Yeah. So Microsoft has said that they do plan to honor Bethesda's current PS5 agreements as far as exclusives go. So they did name a couple. I don't remember what they were. Maybe they're in this article. They're like smaller games. Deathloop and Ghostwire were going to be exclusives to PS5, and that will remain
exclusives
as timed exclusives.
Okay.
Timed exclusives. Right. So Microsoft has basically said any current agreements that they already had will remain, but future releases will be case by case, as they have said. So they're not saying either way, one or the other, whether they're going to be exclusives. It might just be that they haven't decided yet, or they're just saying this to give people hope. I don't know. But as far as like things like Elder Scrolls, right? Because you mentioned it had already been announced to be on the PlayStation 5.
Right.
And I would think that is so far out that I wouldn't expect them to have any sort of official agreement with PlayStation that says our game is going to be on your system, right? I don't think games usually do that most of the time. Maybe there's something I'm not aware of. I'm not like a game dev or anything, but I would assume that if somebody plans to release their game on all platforms, like they don't have to go to each individual platform and say, do you agree to have my game on your platform or whatever? Or like, do I promise to have my game on your platform? You know, as long as they make their game to like abide by whatever rule set and standards their platform requires, it's generally fine. So what I'm leading towards here is I would not expect them to have any sort of agreement with Sony that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be guaranteed to be on the PlayStation 5, which means if Microsoft really wanted to, they could make it an Xbox/PC exclusive.
Now, do you think the game probably at least has already started development?
Yeah.
I think that would also have some sort of a factor. If they put hours and hours and manpower and time, money into developing it for the PlayStation 5, I think they would say, okay, we got enough going for it. Let's do this. But Starfield is coming out before Elder Scrolls 6. We already know this. Elder Scrolls 6, I'm looking at 2022, 2023. I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. But yeah, I don't know. My mind yesterday morning, gamers woke up to this, and this was literally like, this is big. This is really big.
So much, yeah. I don't think Microsoft will hold. I don't think they're just going to keep Bethesda for themselves. I really don't. I think they're going to be, I think they're going to share. I don't think they're going to have any sort of like crazy exclusives. I don't think they want to do that. I know Phil Spencer came out and said a few things. And he was basically saying that they want to make gaming accessible to as many people as possible on whatever platform they play on. So you see them doing that with things like xCloud, being able to stream your Xbox games to your phone, any device. They're trying to get it on iOS, but you know, Apple, we'll get to that later. So this is the horn they've been blowing, so to speak. I don't know if that's a phrase, but I used it.
It's a phrase now.
This is the horn they've been blowing. They want to make gaming accessible no matter where you play. So I don't see them being really exclusive heavy with this. Now, of course, it does give them the opportunity to leverage Bethesda a little bit more. You know, maybe they have exclusive skins or something, or maybe it's just they can work easier with Bethesda. Maybe the experience is just a little bit better on Xbox. I don't know. But I don't see them doing anything like really crazy with exclusives, because Microsoft has been just very, very just open as a gaming service with Xbox. So
I do have a thought, and this is kind of weird, but many people know today the Xbox orders are starting for the new console.
I think it was last night they started.
Was it last night?
So.
Okay, so regardless, whatever, where you're buying it, today is the start. If you want to try and get in on that and the craziness of getting a new console, it's always difficult. Whether there's a screw up or not, doesn't matter. It's still difficult. Sony made it a little bit more difficult. We'll get into that in a minute. These types of deals don't just go down overnight. This is something that's been talked about probably for months.
Yeah.
The fact that it came out
this was
day before. Planned. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, and now here's my other thought. Sony having their show and then essentially starting that night / day after, whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, for their pre-orders was smart, because they didn't even know this was coming. They didn't even know this was going to be a thing. I don't think. Maybe they had rumors of it. Maybe they had inside information. That is possible. It's always possible. But that was smart, because to be honest, there's a lot of people that probably was like, hey, pre-orders starting today. I'd rather just get a console now and get in on this. I think that was smart to do, because this was planned. This was definitely planned. I feel like they should have announced it earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, I'm surprised they didn't do it just like even a week earlier, like before the PS5 pre-orders went live. And of course, you know, they didn't really know when that was happening, maybe, because nobody knew. So maybe it was just that, and they didn't want to like rush it immediately out the door after, to where it really looked like a reactionary thing.
Right.
But I think there was definitely an intention to announce it the day that the Xbox pre-orders were going live, to get a lot of people to be like, hey, now I kind of want an Xbox.
it might happen. And just so you guys know, I just want to throw this out there. This is completely off topic. Yes, YokeTalk started earlier today. We didn't mention
we might
this.
Have to change the time.
We might have to change the time fully to 12 to noon EST. Reasons being, I have some personal things that I have to deal with throughout the day that would have made our times change weekly. We'd rather not do that to you guys. So we're playing around with a couple times right now. I don't know if we've settled on noon or not, but it's looking like it.
Looking like it.
We're probably gonna just settle on noon. So get your schedules marked off the right way for the next few weeks, and we'll be here at noon. So sorry about that. But anyways, getting back to Bethesda. So they got Game Pass, obviously. Xbox Game Pass is
Game Pass was the next thing. The next
I don't have Game Pass, but it's worth it. Let's be honest. It's cheap gaming service that you can use on a monthly basis. It's really, really good. I don't even know everything that goes into it, but this is huge, because they're going to be able to have monster games now on Game Pass.
It's been confirmed.
Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield.
It's been confirmed that all of these big games will be available day one on the Game Pass.
Huge. That's huge.
Which is crazy.
Day one.
Day one. These games are on Game Pass. Like that. Game Pass was already good. Now it's amazing.
Are they going to lose money off this? Because let's be honest, if I were sitting there and I'm like, I really want this game, but I really don't feel like paying.
No, because here's the thing. Bethesda's games, for the most part, you need to sink a lot of hours into them. These aren't single play. These aren't like one and done games that people are playing through in a month. Usually.
So how much is Game Pass per month?
It's Ultimate is $15 a month. Regular is $10. So if they're paying for Ultimate, then it basically takes them 4 months to pay for the game.
And I'll be honest, I play these games for more than 4 months. You guys, I still play Skyrim.
Most people
to
do.
This day. This is big.
Yep.
This is huge.
It's crazy.
They're going to make a ton of money off
more
of this.
In Game Pass news, Xbox Game Pass subscribers have jumped 50% to 15 million in less than 6 months. And that is before this announcement. That is before this just happened.
I think that's partially the console being announced. And as the specs were coming out, I'll be honest, PlayStation right now, I don't have a sub to PlayStation. It's just not worth it for me to pay $50-$60 a month on games that I'm not really playing with anybody right now online. But when a new console comes out, get all those old friends back. Hey, why don't we play this game? Hey, this new game has come out. The new Call of Duty is coming out, right? So I think that it's starting to get the gears working again. I think both subscriptions are going to go up, but 50% is a lot. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of people.
And it's before, that's the crazy thing. That's before this bomb just dropped.
Yeah, that's like 3.5 million people they jumped in the past 6 months. So that's huge. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, Microsoft is making moves right now, and they're looking real nice. But PS5 also looking pretty nice, I gotta say.
Listen. Okay, so first off the list, Sony. I don't know if they screwed up on purpose. Okay, I'm gonna throw this thought out there.
Not even sure where you're going with this, but continue.
Pre-orders messed up bad. Pre-orders messed up bad. They went live like 24 hours before they were supposed to go live. Now, whether this was Sony's mess, and I think they actually said it was their mess, like it was their screw up. They even announced it. Was this on purpose? Was this for publicity reasons so that people would just get on the internet as soon as possible and just buy them as quick as I don't know.
Just for the hype. I don't know.
I love Sony, but I don't know about this move, dude. It may have been good for them, may have been bad. People are upset, but you have a couple of options now. You have the digital option, which they announced at $400.
Really compelling one.
You have the console, $500, Xbox Series X, $500. But now you have the Xbox Series S, as in Sam, at $300. And you have the PS5 digital at $400, which, if you guys go back into Discord before the announcement even happened, I called. An hour before.
Let it be known.
I called it.
You called the price?
This is big. It has better specs than the Xbox Series S. Mm-hmm. It does, just in general. Does it have more storage space? That's one thing I'm not sure. I don't remember what the storage space is for the digital option, but this is huge for Sony. Here's the reason why. You guys know what my thoughts are on Xbox One S. Not the biggest fan. It will raise console sales a little bit for Microsoft, but here's the thing. Sony is only going to allow their digital version to buy off of the Sony store. And that is a money-making business right there. They're going to make a ton of money off of this. Even if they're losing money on the console, they're going to make so much more money because of that specifically. It's going to be huge. The Xbox Series S doesn't have that, but they'll make money off the Game Pass. So,
yeah. The $400 digital PS5 is a very, very, very compelling option, especially when compared to the Series S, because while the Series S is $100 cheaper, it's also a downgraded version of the X as far as like raw gaming performance, whereas the digital PS5 has the same performance. It's exactly the same, other than the fact that it doesn't have a disk drive. And for that to be $100 cheaper.
Snoop TT just let us know it's 1 terabyte, which is bigger. That's 500 gigs bigger than the Xbox One or Series S. Please, Xbox, change your names. Anyways, it's killing me here.
But yeah,
so Xbox One X, Xbox One S, Xbox Series X.
So a couple weeks ago, you know, when I was praising the Xbox Series S, and don't get me wrong, I still think it's an incredible value. That was not knowing the PS5 price, not really knowing how much of a jump there was going to be. So now Sony has kind of closed that gap with the $400 option, and you know, 300 to 500, that's a big jump, but 400 or 300 to 400, that's like enough to where people are like, all right, I'll splurge a little bit more and get a PS5, you know, like I was going to settle for the Series S, but I'll splurge a little bit more and get a digital PS5.
When you're thinking about buying some for $10, you're like, all right, 13 I can do, but 15, that's my cutoff, right? You know, but as the money gets larger and larger, you know, you start getting to $100 or $500. I could just do a little bit more. I'm already spending 500. What's another 100? You know, and even 300 to 400, whatever it might be. So this was big. I honestly,
this is very competitive.
I was hoping Sony was going to hit a 300 price with it. I knew that was going to happen, but yeah. So
it's still very competitive. I think Sony knows, PlayStation knows that they're a little bit of top dog right now, and they're leveraging that, right? They're not like trying to,
right?
Yeah, they're not trying to completely match Xbox. They're not trying to like undercut them. They're like, we're kind of on top, and we know that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And correct me if I'm wrong. This generation is going to be similar to the PlayStation 3/Xbox 360 generation with the discs. And what I mean by that is currently right now with the PlayStation 4, if you insert a game like Sekiro, it's got to download the game onto your system, and then you play the game with the disc in there. If you played again on PlayStation 3, it just had to download updates. It didn't have to download the game. It actually read the game from the disc specifically. I think that's what they're going back to.
Does that, but like it's basically like you, instead of downloading it from the internet, it's installing the game from the disc to the console.
Right. So now I don't think they're doing that anymore because it was taking up some. I can't tell you how many games I had to delete just to put another game on there on the PlayStation 4. It was triggering. I'm not gonna lie. Both consoles did it. I still don't know why. I didn't like it though. It's like, do I really want to get rid of this game?
Not having to read it from the disc.
That's true. That's true. It does help a little times. But if I'm not wrong, I think they're going back to what they did have, and you won't have to download and install the entire game as a whole on your system, I think. But I could be wrong on that one. It would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah. So the things are getting real interesting. They're getting really, really, really interesting with all of this. It's great time to be a gamer. Great time to be a gamer, I think.
It is great. And guys, I had to put this on here. Okay. I don't know if Seraph even noticed that I put it in there. It's kind of in fine print. Not really.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, I think you added that.
So Sony had their show last week. I liked it. They showed the Final Fantasy 16. Now, don't get me wrong. That game's probably going to come out in 2025. Square Enix is known for showing off a game and then changing the title 8 times and then coming out the game 8 years later. This has happened multiple times. I'm not too worried about Final Fantasy 16, but I was happy something's in the works. I like Final Fantasy. That was cool. But then they dropped, not only that, they dropped a top tier thing, teaser, God of War. Okay. Anyways.
Time to sell your cat.
I'm not selling my cat. Anyways. Just to let you all know, I'm not selling my cat. I love her. She's adorable. Good. I was holding on to her before the YokeTalk. She's amazing. Anyways, okay. Hogwarts Legacy. When really this happened, Danielle was watching a show, and I was watching the PlayStation 5 reveal show last week on my phone, and I raised both my hands in the air like this, and I was like, yes. And she goes, shh, because she was watching her show. But I was so excited. I couldn't hold it back. She paused her show. She said, what? And I said, the game that has been rumored for 3 years is finally happening. Now, unfortunately, it is not an MMO, which is what I was hoping for. I want a Harry Potter MMO. Somebody do it. Anyways, but it is an RPG. Looks phenomenal. I'm hoping this is going to be, I don't want a Skyrim experience, but a Skyrim-like environment in the way that you can go so many areas. There's so much to do. There's just, I don't want an RPG experience that's storyline, couple of side quests, done. Like that's generally what we see today. I want something that's just like, I get
more
involved. I want to be involved and just get like thrown into this world of just everything. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that would be really, really cool because, you know, Hogwarts and the like, it has a lot of like surrounding areas that are interesting, and like being able to like visit all of those in like a very open gameplay experience would be really cool. Yeah, I'm
happy they're not going with the main story.
Yeah, it's like a basically like completely different than like the Harry Potter story, right?
It's way before. It's in the year of 1800, so it's way before all of the events. Cool. So I'm actually excited for that because I love Harry Potter. I'm actually reading through the books again, like started like 2 weeks ago for some odd reason. I just had some inkling to do it, but I'm excited. Yeah, I'm buying this game day one more than likely, and it said 2021. We'll see.
But yeah, I saw little bits of the trailer. So I honestly didn't see too much, but it looked really cool.
Yeah, and so Snoop TT says Hogwarts is the reason why my wife okayed my purchase. This game, hey, listen, I couldn't get my wife to approve of nothing. We have a cat now. Anyways, but regardless, so it's gonna be on PC. Warner Brothers is not PlayStation's Xbox. It has nothing to do with that. Port key. Both of those, not nothing. So it's going to be on PC.
Is that confirmed?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they said it's going to come out on everything, except for the Switch, probably. Although, weird news, guys. Nintendo started telling developers get ready for 4K Switch games. But anyways,
I don't believe anything until I see it. This has been rumored for so long.
I know. just throwing it out there. Anyways, but yes, I'm excited for a Hogwarts Legacy. There's a lot of other cool games that were announced. So I was excited. It's a great time to be a gamer, like Seraph was saying. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
So jumping into our last major topic of today, we got a little bit more spice for y'all. Apple says Epic is marketing with the Fortnite lawsuit, and Epic hits back. I was reading through this article. Did you look at it at all?
I looked at it a little bit.
I was reading through it, and I was just like laughing at like,
yeah, Epic. Listen, you are a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You're big. Apple is a multi-trillion-dollar corporation. They are the bigger kid on the block. They have better lawyers. They know what they're doing. They've been in the game a lot longer than you have. You have messed up royally, and you continue to pour gasoline on the fire.
That's exactly what Apple said too. Like, I'm gonna read.
It's bad.
This is the second paragraph of this article. Says, notably, the latest Apple filing makes several arguments that Epic has felt compelled to refute. In their opposition brief, Apple writes that, quote, Epic started a fire and poured gasoline on it, and now asks this court for emergency assistance in putting it out, end quote. Epic's earlier motion alleges that removal of Fortnite was, quote, retaliation for Epic's challenging Apple's monopolistic practices, and that as their suit is relatively likely to succeed... Oh, was it? This is likely to succeed?
Their monopolistic practices on their own...
Wait. Let me
I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
So I'll reread that last part. And that as their suit is relatively likely to succeed, Fortnite should be reinstated immediately to the App Store.
Have they actually, like, do they have any brains currently?
Right, let's not be too harsh.
Likely to succeed? This is like me walking up to my math teacher and asking for an A and to skip the class for the rest of the year. It's not going to happen. This.
And then, but the article goes on. I love it. It's so good. But perhaps most notably, Apple argues that Epic may have started the suit because of a decline in Fortnite's popularity. And this is
which
actually
we called.
I don't remember saying this, but I believe
we said something along these lines one of the first weeks we had the YokeTalk when this all started. But yeah.
So, from the brief, for reasons having nothing to do with Epic's claims against Apple, Fortnite's popularity is on the wane. By July 2020, interest in Fortnite had decreased by nearly 70% as compared to October 2019. This lawsuit and the front page headlines it has generated appears to be part of a marketing campaign designed to reinvigorate interest in Fortnite.
Now, I will say something towards this. There was another article that was written. It says that Apple's claims are coming from articles that they're cherry picking off the internet. Okay, maybe so. But let's be honest, Fortnite is not nearly as big as it was. And then this started. It started after Fall Guys. Fortnite killer.
I'm pretty sure they had planned this before Fall Guys.
Probably. But regardless, it has been on the decline. And then this whole entire thing started. And we did say, we didn't get into it much, but I think one of us, whether it's you or me, said that this may just be something that they're doing because Fortnite is just not as big as it used to be. This is a publicity stunt.
Mm-hmm.
It might be.
It definitely
and now Apple's calling them out on it.
It definitely is. One more quote I'll read from the article. Apple said, "If Epic were truly concerned that it would suffer reputational injury from this dispute, it would not be engaging in these elaborate efforts to publicize it." And that's a really good point because they not only planned this, obviously, you don't have like a 60-page legal document ready in a day. You just don't. So they not only planned this, but planned for it to be a huge public thing. This wasn't something that they were like trying to challenge Apple on in the background and just deal with. They wanted this to be public. They wanted to start a fire and a war. And now it's raging. It's raging.
It is. And unfortunately, Epic is going to lose this one. Now, maybe they went into this knowing that they were going to lose. But they did say, it is in this article actually, it says over the period of time that Apple cherry-picked for its Google search volume comparison between October 2019 and July 2020, the number of daily active users on Fortnite actually increased by more than 39%. This is what Epic is saying.
So explain that
it goes
to me.
Up and
what's the point here?
The point is that Apple is essentially saying that Epic started this fire to raise their popularity. Epic is saying we did not do that.
Okay,
we were already on the rise as it is.
Gotcha.
Honestly, here's my thing. Whether active daily users is a thing. It is going down in a lot of ways. Twitch, other platforms as well. It is not on the rise in those. We know that. It's still very popular. Don't get me wrong. It's an extremely popular game still. But it's not nearly as big as it was. It's just not. And everybody knows that. So I don't know where they're cherry picking out of, but both are probably cherry picking somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
They got their own gardens that they're going to. Everybody cherry picks. But I just, that shouldn't even be in the case. This whole thing had to do, it started with the fact that they were saying the ecosystem that Apple owns is wrong. And then they blatantly went against what they signed on their contract. And now they're pulling out this stuff. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's gotten very messy, very spicy real quick.
Listen, what the judge needs to do, go back, look at the facts from the beginning. What happened? Did you go against what Apple asked for? Yes. Why? This is why. Okay. You still went against it. Done. Case closed. How many things have we heard going back and forth in retaliation and 2 5-year-olds fighting at this point? And it's just, it's a mess.
Maybe
they're biting each other over and over.
Maybe, like you said, maybe they didn't intend to win this at all. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
But they have definitely started the conversation. I mean, they got Microsoft giving their 2 cents, jumping into the conversation a little bit.
True.
I'm sure other big companies are thinking about this more now. They have started the conversation. They have opened the idea that things could change here. And maybe that's all they wanted. Maybe that's all they wanted. Maybe they knew that they couldn't do it, but they wanted to encourage someone else to.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I don't know. In 8 days, we're gonna have another court ruling. We'll see if that
6 days
ends it once and for all, or if and I haven't seen a change in Fortnite's popularity. Fortnite's popularity varies with seasons coming out, different things and stuff like that. Let's be completely honest. The black hole, no matter how stupid it was, it was great marketing. And here's my thing. And I probably said this before. You've probably heard me say this before. The fact that there was more people watching a black hole on Twitch than actually watch the real game shows how bad the game actually is. That's just my thing.
I don't think that's what it says, but okay.
I know. It's just my 2 cents. But I the game, they know how to publicize. I'm wondering if this is a publicity stunt. And Epic is getting bigger. Epic is getting bigger. They have the Epic store now. It's something.
They had things ready to go for the public.
Yes.
Now, was this mainly a publicity stunt? Who knows? Who knows what their true intentions were, whether it be publicity stunt, whether it be them trying to get other companies to jump on board with them. Who knows? But they definitely intended it to be very public.
And now here's my last thing. I'll read the last paragraph for you guys of this. It says Epic Games' lawsuit against Apple is over monopolistic practices. That was a quote by the multi-trillion, I'll say it one more time, multi-trillion dollar tech giant, which controls all access to the iOS ecosystem and devices. Epic Games is merely, okay, let's be honest, million is a lot, but merely according to a trillion, multi-billion dollar tech giant. This motion will come before the court on September 28th. Jeff Bezos has more money.
This is true.
Than Epic. I don't see how Epic
Jeff
could
Bezos
possibly
is not exactly part of this controversy.
No, he's not. But what I'm trying to say is
but maybe he wants to be now. Who knows?
Hey, he heard it here at the YokeTalk.
That's right.
He watches it every week. Did you know
he's
a Yoker? JK.
He gives us his Twitch Prime. I mean Prime Gaming. Sorry.
Prime Gaming.
Sorry.
Twitch Prime. What's Twitch Prime? Let me tell you about Prime Gaming though. But
sorry, Jeff Bezos.
$1 trillion is a lot more than $1 billion. Like so much more.
Yeah, it's like exponentially more.
I don't know. I'm starting to believe that they did not think they were going to win this at all.
Maybe they didn't.
My beliefs are changing day by day, minute by minute, second by second.
What do you think now?
Epic.
It's a new second.
My thoughts now. Epic. I already didn't like you, but it's not that I dislike you more, but man, I think you're just not. This isn't smart. If let's say Apple comes out on top, because they're going to, one way or another, they're going to come. Let's
Probably.
Just say they now need punitive damages. I don't know how much money Epic is going to be able to shell out for that. They don't even sell their games. Let's be honest here. They throw them out there for free and they hope people buy V-Bucks. And now they can't buy them on the iOS ecosystem because it's. I'm done.
All right. Yeah. All right. We're done with that. Moving on. So that's all the topics that we had for today. But I've been playing a lot of games that I'm excited to talk about. So we'll jump right into that. Obviously, first one, Mario 3D All-Stars came out on Friday. And yeah, Buzz, you want to go ahead and talk about your dilemma first?
All right,
since
guys,
you
I have a
haven't
dilemma
played
here.
it.
I want to stream this game, but I will show you guys something if you can see it. It is still in its original packaging. This is a limited edition game. There's not going to be, I have games in my house that are worth over $10,000, but because they're not in their original box with the instruction booklet, with the packaging, they're worth like $10. A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Super Smash Bros. Melee, things of that nature. Black Label. Oh, actually, I don't have that one anymore. Twilight Princess Black Label, right? So I got 1,000 Years Door Black Label. I have good things, but they're not in their packaging. This game being limited edition, and Nintendo holds their value. Nintendo holds their value. I want to stream it, but the day I rip open this packaging is the day that I will cry.
I ripped mine,
but I want to play it so
you want to see my cartridge?
bad.
Here it is, right here. I opened mine. It's a nice cartridge. Look at that. You too could have this.
It's a beautiful cartridge. It's really nice.
Should I lick it?
Don't lick it. That's just nasty. The first time, I'll share with you guys a story. When I went to go get my Switch day one, I was at GameStop, standing in line for a little while, and the person in front of me, he wasn't crazy, but he was like, man, the last console I bought was like day one. He was like, was the GameCube. I remember standing in line for the GameCube. I was like, dang, this guy is all out for Nintendo. Like, the GameCube was good, don't get me wrong, and I think it got a lot better praise afterwards that it should have had in the beginning that it didn't get at the beginning. He took the cartridge, he took the Breath of the Wild cartridge, took out a pocket knife, slid it open. He said he was going to do this before he even got his Switch. First thing he did, he put his Switch down on the ground, slid open the game, opened it up, popped the thing right in his mouth. I was like, dude, that's disgusting. And then he put it back in. He goes, wow, that really does taste nasty, and walked out the store. And I was like,
that's amazing. I never heard that story, I don't think. That's amazing.
Yeah, that guy, dude. And so it does taste bad. I've never tasted it before, but I never needed to because I saw him do it. But these games are great games. Super Mario 64, played it 100 times. I still have it on the Nintendo 64. Bought it for $15 for my friend in 6th grade. Got him. Super Mario Sunshine, never played it, which is the reason why I really wanted this game. And then Galaxy is an amazing game. I loved Galaxy. I loved everything about that game. It was just so well done, in my opinion. Even Galaxy 2. I never played that one, but well done game. I want to open it up right now.
It's really good. I played a little bit of each of the games. Obviously, Super Mario 64 doesn't look nearly as great, just getting an upscale. But the other two look pretty nice, even with just the upscale. I was a little skeptical at first with how good they were going to look because they weren't like remasters or anything. They're just like getting upscaled. But they look nice. They're sharp. They look good. They hold up.
Unfortunately. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna go into the controls a little bit because I'm having to retrain my muscle memory from the GameCube controller with Sunshine because you actually can't play with the GameCube controller.
Yeah, there's that, and then also, isn't it the inverted looking was what the original one had?
Yes,
and
so
now it's
in Sunshine, in Mario Sunshine, when you go into the first person flood to spray your water and look around first person, they inverted the vertical looking from how it was in the original game, and you can't change it back. So I've got to like relearn that too.
That's rough. I feel like they should have made an option for that.
Definitely
like classic controls or whatever, and then actually being able to play with a GameCube controller would have been probably preferable. But I don't know.
Yeah.
The other thing is unfortunately for speedrunners, you speedrunners out there, you got the worst port you could possibly get for Super Mario 64. So don't try to speedrun this game because you cannot do a backwards butt jump and try and go up those endless stairs. And the long jump. The long jump that you do on the endless stairs, if you hit the stairs the right way and do a long jump and start going backwards, Mario's speed gets unlocked and you can fly like super quick, and it actually makes you go up the endless stairs. And now you can't do it.
Backwards butt jump.
No backwards butt jump.
Feels bad.
So It's actually great though when you do it. I did it on the Nintendo 64. It's fun. It's been found. It was found like 24 years ago. But yeah, speedrunners, don't try to speedrun on this version, because it is the worst version that you guys could have possibly gotten for any of the speedrun stuff. So, but I'm still excited. I've always wanted to play Sunshine, and Galaxy is definitely something I've wanted. I still want to beat it. I never beat it. So
yeah. Other things I've been playing. I tried Among Us for the first time.
Did you?
I did.
How was it?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I played maybe 5, 6, 7 games, something like that. Not a ton, less than 10, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Did you play with people you knew?
Yeah.
Or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Play with people that I knew.
How many people? How many people?
We had 10 for a couple rounds.
Nice.
Other than that, it was like 6 or 7. So pretty good. A lot of fun. Took me a couple games to get the hang of it, because the controls are not exactly friendly, and it's a little confusing. Okay. But once I got the hang of it, I was like, all right, I know what I'm doing, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know exactly what it is. I tried watching it on somebody's stream, and I was just annoyed. I couldn't hear everybody else, and then the person that was playing it wasn't a very good streamer in the first place. It was nobody that, like, I just clicked on a random stream. What is it in comparison to like Mafia? Is it similar? Not really.
So it is, in the sense that this is actually a setting that you can change if you want, just like you could if you were playing Mafia. But when you vote somebody off, you don't know whether or not they were the imposter. And so it is very much like Mafia in that there's a bunch of people, a couple of them are imposters, you got to figure out who they are and vote them off. So like basics are the same, but whereas Mafia, it's just all about talking. This game, it has like, you have like little mundane tasks to do during the actual gameplay part. And then the way the game is played is nobody's allowed to talk during the actual gameplay part. You're only allowed to talk during the meetings, which can happen in one of two ways. The first is that somebody presses the emergency meeting button in the middle of the map, and they can do that for whatever reason if they think they saw something suspicious. That's usually not how the meetings start. Usually how the meetings start is when somebody finds a dead body and reports it, brings everybody in for a meeting, and then everyone's like, all right, found the dead body here. Where is everyone? Who was with who can confirm people's stories, yada, yada. And that's how you figure out who the imposter is.
Sort of like, what was that game we were playing for a while?
Deceit.
It's
a little bit like Deceit, in that there's like actually things to do during like the parts where you're not really.
I never understood that part of Deceit. I didn't even understand what people were doing, shooting the things spinning around. I had no idea. I was just drinking.
It's actually it's actually designed really, really well. Deceit is great. It's free on Steam. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out.
Is it free now?
It was always free.
I thought it was like $6 when I bought it.
No, it's free.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like Mafia in that it's more about talking, but it's also kind of like Deceit in that it is also much more gameplay focused than Mafia is.
Okay.
It's really interesting, very well designed.
I'm excited to be able to try this game out. I'm hoping that our community decides to. Our community, some people have been playing it, which is good. But I'm hoping that our community, some more people get into it, so that we find a night or two where we can really play it, because it looks like a lot of fun. I love Mafia. I enjoy Mafia.
Good. We haven't played it so long.
We haven't.
We need to play Mafia.
I love Mafia.
Corona.
So yeah, Corona, dude,
killed Mafia.
The Mafia. Corona. Just saying.
Anyway, last game I wanted to talk about was Outer Wilds again, because I played it some more last night. And I'm loving it more and more. I'm just getting sucked into it. It's like Space Subnautica, but if Subnautica was a roguelike and not a survival game. It's just unlike anything I've ever played before. And it's so cool. I think I have like a good way of describing it that doesn't exactly spoil it because I don't want to like spoil anyone's like first impressions of it. I definitely think if you want to play this game, you should go play it completely blind, because that's what I did. But to tell you a little bit about it without spoiling too much, basically the entire little solar system, it's like a space exploration. So like you have a spaceship, and like the entire little solar system is completely open from the start. You can go anywhere, but like you don't know what you need to do. And so like you're going around like finding like hints of like things that happened, and then they tell you like certain things that are in certain places, and then you start following like trails and stuff and finding all the hints, and you like start learning more and more about all the things that happened. It's just super interesting. It's super cool. I was like just having a ton of fun last night playing it and getting just so sucked in. Really cool. Not for everyone. If you need direction in your games, this game gives you no direction, pretty much none. So you have to be able to like figure things out for yourself, and take the hints and follow them. So not for everyone, but if you like that kind of thing where it's very open and you have to kind of discover the game on your own, highly recommend. If you did like Subnautica, this really feels like it gives Subnautica vibes. Different, like I said, not a survival game, but definitely get a lot of Subnautica vibes from it. So if you like Subnautica, I would definitely check this one out as well. I've been very much enjoying it.
Okay, sounds good.
You been playing anything?
Honestly, not
3D
really.
All-Stars, because you didn't open
not
it.
through.
You
know what I miss?
He taps it to his face.
You know what I miss?
What do you miss?
How many people remember this? Now, there's a lot of digital gaming going on, but when like the Nintendo 64 or even like PlayStation 2 and stuff like that, I miss the smell when you open up a brand new game.
We just have taste now. You don't like the taste?
We just get the... I never tasted it. Like I told you, that guy, he told me what it tasted like, and it was not good. He took it right out, put it back in the cartridge. Wow, that tastes bad. Walked out the store. I was like, well, there he goes. He's going to go brush his teeth now. But anyways, yeah, I haven't been playing much as of late. To be completely honest, I haven't been able to stream due to what I updated you guys on earlier in the stream. Short update. Didn't give a lot of details. But yeah, just from everything that happened last week with being in the hospital with my wife, really haven't been playing a lot lately. She's been going to bed super early as well, which normally would be like my time to kind of game. I've been reading a lot, just out of nowhere. Just I became a reader. Just I stopped gaming, became a reader. Let me preface this. The other night I did play Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
It was just I kind of want to play Monster Hunter, put the CD in, put it on sleep mode, and a couple days later it still wasn't installed. It just stopped installing. So I was like, you know what? It said it was going to take 3 hours. Didn't take 3 hours, but I decided to play Horizon Zero Dawn, and I forgot why I stopped playing that game. It is such a well done game. It is so good, and so I played that for like an hour and a half or so, maybe a little bit more. Just trying to go through the storyline. Once I decide to get PS5, I'm gonna have to play the second one. The second one looks pretty sick.
Apparently, the second one is also coming out on the PS4.
I'm a little bit upset with this. That means you have to scale down the game a lot. Not scale it down, but like size, things that you can do.
Not necessarily. Just won't be as seamless as of an experience. Won't look as pretty.
Seamless look as pretty, but like certain games they've had the scale down in the past and because the old system holds back the power of what the new system can actually do. So there's
I think it's a little different this time around.
Yeah,
because while this is a big jump in performance, it's not like a huge jump in like what is possible, I would say. I think it'll take a little bit of time for developers to like leverage the new things that are possible, like more seamless experiences with the faster loading and stuff.
Yes.
So I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's that big of a deal for this game specifically.
All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. I was getting trashed by everything because I just decided to go up against the biggest monsters, and I'm like level 10. So
Nice.
I was getting wrecked, but it was still fun game. So I played that a little bit, but I can honestly say my stream is going to continue to play Breath of the Wild when I do stream again. Hopefully this week. I'm thinking tomorrow. Don't know. But
guys, should he open it? Let him know. Should he open it?
Half of me wants to just buy a digital version and sell this one for $400 in 3 years. Like that. Everybody's saying to open it. I don't know.
It's 2 people. What are 2 people? No. No
2 out of 18.
You guys, but
if I get 15,000 more people to say open it, I'll open it. But
15,000. That's what it needs. 15,000.
Put it on Twitter.
We need 15,000 retweets, guys. And he'll open it.
Maybe.
Make it happen.
Still then.
And then he'll sell his cat.
Maybe. I'm not selling my cat. My goodness gracious. I love my cat.
Alrighty.
I heard her jump off my bed earlier, and I was like, oh, I miss my cat.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
I don't think I do, guys. It's been a big week. Microsoft buying Bethesda. Epic still not understanding exactly that they're not going to win this case. And then PlayStation 5 and all of their good stuff coming out, and also bad pre-ordering. I don't know, guys. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. But I don't think I have any last thoughts for you guys. But all you yokers out there, thank you so much for coming. I love each and every one of you. Once again, it was a new time today.
Yes.
I just want to, for those of you that are coming in late, maybe we started at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are going to be looking to change your schedules, do so. Because we're going to,
we know you guys just arrange your whole schedule based off your
work schedules, school.
We know this is a hard change for you, but we appreciate your patience and understanding.
Yeah, school. If you guys have school, who cares? No, I'm just kidding. Go to school. Don't watch the YokeTalk during school. Watch it after. But
unless it's during your lunch period.
Truth. Noon is about lunchtime. That's generally when our lunch is, but we had to switch our schedule around for you guys because we love the yokers. We love.
But yeah, so we'll keep you guys updated on if this is going to be the finalized new time. Yes. We will see. But we'll keep you guys updated on our social media. So be sure to follow that at God Squad Church on all the things.
Also, we did not tell them about all the different places they can listen to the YokeTalk.
No, but they should. Well, I was just saying that at the beginning because everything was new and we were adding new things.
Well, fine,
but
then.
Sure, you could, wherever you're listening, you can also listen on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Spotify and Transistor. You can listen to it straight on our website at godsquadchurch.com/YokeTalk. So lots of different places that you can listen for your listening pleasure.
Hope our voices are soothing to your ears.
Amen. Amen. Well, guys, that is going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this early YokeTalk, and maybe it'll be an early YokeTalk for weeks to come. Who knows? But that's going to do it for us. Hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead of you, and we will see you next time. Take care, yokers.
Take care.